Good evening to you. I'm John Reynolds. Nate Smith will be back next week, but tonight we start in the NFL as the Falcons have many organizational positions to fill, but it seems one of those may be all but finalized. The Atlanta Falcons have zeroed in on their next general manager, and the plan is to swipe him from a division rival. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported that the Falcons identified Saints assistant general manager and vice president of pro personnel Terry Fontenot as the next favorite to be their GM, per sources informed of the situation. Rappaport added that the deal wouldn't be consummated until the Saints, who face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional round on Sunday night, are out of the playoffs, but signs point to Fontenot being the choice in Atlanta. Fontenot would be the first African-American GM for the franchise since being founded in 1965. And pillaging their NFC South rival, the Falcons would add a GM with a depth of experience who by all accounts was ready to run his own show after years under Mickey Loomis. Fontenot has spent 16 seasons with the Saints organization, the past 6 as director of pro scouting. Rising through the ranks in New Orleans, Fontenot has a bigger voice within the organization in recent years. An official announcement is expected from the Falcons in the coming days. To the NBA now, as injury issues have plagued the Atlanta Hawks in the early going of the 2020-2021 season, with the majority of the team's free agent acquisitions missing time within the first 10 games. Now on Thursday, the team issued an update on a pair of high-profile perimeter players currently hampered by ailments in Bogdan Bogdanovic and Chris Dunn. Earlier this week, the Hawks announced that Bogdanovic was diagnosed with an avulsion fracture in his right knee with an associated soft tissue inflammation and a bone bruise. Now, at the time, however, there was not a definitive timetable for his return, with the indication that further review was required. But as of yesterday, Atlanta indicates further analysis on Bogdanovic has confirmed no associated injury to knee ligaments, and he has begun early-stage rehabilitation. But there is still no firm timetable for his recovery at this time. In 9 games prior to the injury, Bogdanovic averaged 9.9 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists, shooting 38.5% from the floor and 36.2% from three-point range. Atlanta inked the former Sacramento Kings wing to a 4-year, $72 million contract, including a 4th-year player option in the offseason. As for Chris Dunn, he underwent arthroscopic surgery in late December to remove loose cartilage in his right ankle and was placed in a walking boot. The announcement of a successful surgery came with a 2-week timetable for his reevaluation, which arrived yesterday, and the Hawks announced that Dunn had removed his walking boot yesterday as well. And he also has progressed into a weight-bearing rehabilitation and modified form shooting. He will be reviewed in 2 additional weeks. The 26-year-old guard has not appeared for the Hawks this season, last taking the court as a member of the Chicago Bulls on January 29th. He was signed to a 2-year contract before this season. And the Hawks are back in action tonight as they take on the Utah Jazz on Fox Sports Southeast at 9 p.m. local time. To the collegiate ranks now, as Georgia Tech's men's basketball game against North Carolina State, scheduled for tomorrow in Raleigh, has been postponed due to COVID-19 related protocols within the Wolfpack program. Now, no makeup date has yet been determined, but the Yellow Jackets, who have had their last 3 games against Notre Dame, Louisville, and Pittsburgh postponed, have resumed athletic activities in accordance with the ACC's Medical Advisory Group's guidelines. But Georgia Tech currently has a 6-3 overall record on the season, including a 2-1 start to ACC play with wins over North Carolina and Wake Forest. Tech's next scheduled game is Wednesday, January 20th against number 12 Clemson at McCamish Pavilion. And we finished tonight with the latest in soccer news as MLS Commissioner Don Garber on Tuesday said his league is targeting a start date of early to mid-March and that the hope is to play a normal 34-game schedule. Now, additionally, there will be the Champions League, Leagues Cup, All-Star Game, Campeones Cup, and Gold Cup all scheduled to be played this year. And if the league's schedule doesn't start in March, it could be difficult to play all 34 games, particularly if there are pauses for COVID-19. And with the unknown in mind, the initial start of the Atlanta United training camp may be pushed back as camp was scheduled to begin later this month. As for being able to watch Atlanta United games, the team's contest will continue to be broadcast by its partner Sinclair Broadcasting, which owns Fox Sports networks including Fox Sports South and Fox Sports Southeast, which have carried its games for the past 4 seasons. National games will still be on broadcasts on ESPN, Fox, or Univision. Now, Sinclair made the decision last season to not allow Hulu or YouTube TV to broadcast Atlanta United's games because a Sinclair spokeswoman said they weren't being compensated fairly by Disney, which owns Hulu, or Google, which owns YouTube TV. And for South Georgia TV News, I'm John Reynolds.